Javelins, freelancers, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another quickfire update from Anthem Universe. I am but one of your hosts here, Ogaz, and I just want to reflect on something quick that's happened in the last day, and that of course is some of the images that have come out of the Bioware studios. Of course it was Anthem Friday yesterday, and it gave us some interesting insights, a couple of screen grabs, and some studio shots. Firstly, the screen grabs came directly from Steve Anderson from Bioware, who dropped those into the Discord. So sir, thank you kindly for that. Of course, you can check that out at discord.anthemuniverse.com to be part of the conversation. There was two images there that we're going to take a look at shortly, and the other two images that came out were from the studio and gave us some insights into what was going on Anthem Friday. But first, let's take a look at these screenshots. So this first one came out of the QA team at Bioware, and of course it is nice and simple. It is the Ranger. Nothing much going on, not much action or activity, mechanics or behaviors, but it's serene, it's blissful, it's beautiful. It has the classic J.J. Abrams and Michael Bay lens flare going on in the background. It is the Ranger as we know it. I suppose the questions would ask, is this Ranger on a solo mission? Are there team members nearby that we're just not seeing? Or they're just going for a beautiful Friday afternoon stroll. Check out the plants and the scenery of Mirrus, if that is the name of the planet. I'm going to stick with that for now. So that was a nice shot. Now the second screenshot that came out of the team was another shot of a very cavernous shot. Long range view out of a cavern. Scale and scope is very evident here with the Ranger at the bottom. I presume that's the Ranger from what I can see. Again, some more insights into the architecture. You'll recall in our previous videos and trailers from Anthem, there's been some elements of this arch foundation, this arch formation that you see. Tends to play a big part in the architecture. That tends to protrude out of rock faces and part of the landscape. There's a very naturalistic marriage between the architecture of the design and the land around it. And to be fair, that could be a big part of how the land has been shaped, so to speak, by the shapers and the relics over time. Now, the one point I think to stand out here is these towers. These looks like some sort of defense towers. Now, we did see towers, you recall, in the gameplay trailer over the last few months, so towers are nothing new for us, although they do have a very almost very Japanese in some ways, like a what do we call it, like a quasi neo-Japanese design, where it's sort of taking influences from modern concrete structures, but sort of having this, combining this element of this Japanese heritage at the top. I don't know, I could be reaching there, but it's just something that stood out for me, something to think about. Apart from that, nothing else really grabs my attention here. So that was the two screenshots. Now, of course, additional to that, with the two photos that came out of the studio, which I actually was personally more excited about. There was one in particular that called out the ultimates, and one that was just an average everyday game scenario. Now, nothing much going on. He's playing the Ranger, of course, but just a few points to notice. Of course, he is using the Xbox controller. Now, we do not assume that it's playing on an Xbox. It is more likely being run on PC, and perhaps he's using the Xbox controller. But it is notable because in the other shot we're about to look at, you will also see once again an Xbox controller in place. So either they're playing on the PC kits, which is more than likely, or someone really likes Xbox in the team. The second shot that came out of the studio is probably arguably a little bit more exciting. And again, we see the controller in hand, and of course that beautiful Xbox controller is very distinct from its light and of course the colored buttons that you see. The other point though, the biggest I think point of this whole video, is the elemental powers that we're seeing here. This is quite clearly Storm ready to go with its ultimate, but you can see in the middle of the screen, and this is actually pointed out by our good friend Bags over at Anthem Insider, so I will give credit where credit is due, sir. You'll see here in the middle, you've got the lightning strike, frozen, and fire. So the assumption in the community is that you're going to be able to distinguish from lightning, ice, and fire as an ultimate attack. Could it be that you can blend elements of that into the ultimate, perhaps giving it a new characteristic, a new light, a new surge of color, perhaps something like that? But anyway, it's something to note. It could add an interesting new mechanic, and of course you can also see how clean the UI is in terms of this game and in terms of what they're running at right now. And actually, an additional point you'll notice up here, the very top of the screen, you'll see there is a Windows taskbar, so it is more than likely that this is obviously running, and of course you can see at the bottom there it's Windows 10, so there's more than likely this is running a dev kit, or something straight out of the PC, and therefore being used with just the Xbox controller in hand, which would therefore add extra nuance to what I mentioned earlier. Anyway, look, just a quick update. That's all we had on terms of this one, but I thought those two shots alone and that magic, that brilliance out of the elemental powers of Storm would be worth a quick video. As always, please subscribe, jump on to Twitter, follow us at Anthem Universe, and do not forget to join the Discord. I know I push that a lot, but goddamn, we have some great fun in there and talking a lot about these themes and a lot of the comments that come out of the videos. So guys, please jump in, discord.anthemuniverse.com. I am at Orgaz from Anthem Universe, and Javelins, Freelancers, we will see you next over the wall.